So I was my first class, and it was very interesting.
Hold please. Tell us who you are.
My name is Mildred, short Millie. And this past weekend, I was the first class of the Rotary Leadership Institute, and I got a diploma and everything. Very happy about that. So we had 5 speakers, and they were all very interesting. It was more, the first class was more about them wanting to know about us, where we came from, what a club are we in, and experiences that we had. We had people anywhere from that had only been in Rotary, connected to Rotary for 3 days, up to a person that was in Rotary for 8 years. Well, we discussed a lot of what we already know. Our president has shared, and you guys have shared since I've been here a month. And Rotary, what is Rotary? And pretty much service before self. And it was interesting because that's how we started. What is Rotary? But that was just the outside layer. Going back from outside to inside layer, there's so many more things. And I want to start with saying that Rotary is all around the country, all around the world. We already know that bit. There are 1.4 million Rotarians in the world, and there are 46,000 districts. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly, but no, there are 46,000 clubs, sorry, and there are 524 districts. There are 34 zones, and each zone has 2 directors, which makes it, we have 17 directors. So, as mentioned, we have 34 zones. Us, Pompano Beach Lighthouse, is part of the last zone, which is, of course, the Sunshine Division. I'm very happy to belong to that one. And it goes anywhere from Atlanta, Georgia, into the islands, as far as Trinidad. And yeah, I found that very interesting. Another thing that I found very interesting is that how donations are handled. You see, versus other institutions that are of service to us, like for example the American Cross. The American Cross, all of their donations, and I already knew this, and this is just an example, only 50% of their donations go into projects, into services to other people. With Rotary, 100% of donations and services that each Rotarian gives out, whether it is to us, internationally, community, ourselves, and all other areas, is completely volunteer. And all donations, 100% of the donations go to services. And I found that, I was amazed at that. I have never seen that before. And that I was proud to actually be a Rotarian and actually have found this organization. And we talked about being pinned and how important it is to travel when we are pinned, because we are recognized around the world when people see us. And a lot of the instructors gave examples of what wearing their pin really means. People at airports, villages, countries, places have stopped them and thanked them because they at one point had hardship, and Rotary came in and they stepped in and helped the community. all again, selflessly, and everything that they would collect for that particular devastation or need, it would be 100% to the community. And I found that very fascinating. And then we can touch on other things like within Rotary, there are other components, other foundations within the foundation, and we cover everything. We cover environment services, health services, youth services, education services, anything you can possibly think of, Rotary has stepped up. Being one of them, the first, the polio fight, that even until today, we are still fighting it, because around the country around the world, still have had 7 cases of polio. So that means we're not done, but we're very close to fighting that completely. Yeah, it was a very fascinating experience, because then you act what we say every day as a Rotary, the 5, right, or the 4, which actually the 4 was actually started by the owner of Walgreens, who was a Rotarian. He actually has all of the. He was the one who brought that to life, and Rotary has adopted it through life, and it is a good one, because then it tells you about the integrity of that Rotary holds, which is if we don't even have to say the entire sentences, just by saying the powerful words: truth, fairness, goodwill, fellowship. Well, that just makes us all benefit from it. And then if we go to the core of it, we have us, each club right now, us as a group, in Pompano Lighthouse, where we come here, we gather, we plan, we exchange ideas of how to better our community, which then follows to the vocational. We help each other outside of this club, and we integrate with other club members, and we all help each other, because something that I've always believed very strongly, and I was so happy that Rotary actually believed in that as well, that every vocation that is beneficial to the world is important. It doesn't matter what it is. Outside in the world, people are very preoccupied with titles and things that outside of themselves. But inside, it really is important. Any vocation that anybody has. And then, of course, we have international. How lovely is that, right? That we connect internationally. We help each other from one country to another in times of needs. And community, our own community, right? We try to make it better. And then one very last one, but one very important one, youth services. And I'm a big advocate for youth. Not because I agree with everything that they do nowadays, but if we educate them and we show them leadership and we show them core values, the importance of core values, then we don't live forever. We live through generations. If we can, if that is important to an institution, then that is wonderful, because then the legacy continues, and through them we know that all these things that are important do not die. So yeah, it was very fascinating, and I was very happy to attend. Thank you.
Awesome.
Good job. Good job.